I'm way bigger of a fan of the older seasons, without a doubt. And I'm sure you guys, if you guys follow my account and look at the content, a lot of it is the older stuff, and that's because that's what I know the best. It's not like I stopped watching the show or anything like that, but when it kept going with the newer season, I felt like there was just lesser standout episodes, and that's not a like hate on the show or anything like that. It's just that Sunny's the only show that's able to go this long and still be successful and have their fans still love it. But for me personally, like I'm the worst person for like watching something new. I always go back to my favorites, and that's why like Sunny's easily like the most rewatchable. But I'm talking about like the older stuff, like from seasons 1 till 7, I think. After that, I kept watching and I still watch it, but it's harder for me to, I don't know what to say. Like I appreciate it. I love that they're still doing it, but I'm more excited for their seasons coming up than the last 4 seasons, if that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense. And I don't think you're very wrong in that assessment. I think a lot of other Sunny fans would very much agree with you.
Yeah, there's gems in the later
like you guys,
season.
Like you guys asked me, like, hey, what, like, heads up, like, what's your top 10? My top 10 are mostly the older seasons, like, without a doubt. And I have watched the newer seasons and everything, but there's just fewer standout episodes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just that's just the way I am. Like, if I'm picking a movie, I'm always watching the ones that I love. It's hard for me to like pick something that's brand new and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this.
Well, there's something comfortable
Sunny
in
just
it.
holds a special place in my heart. Sorry, go ahead.
There's just something comfortable in it. And yeah, you know, Sunny holds a place in your heart.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's like one of the good comparisons I heard it was to a different show. Someone was talking about The Office once, and they said it's like, you know, just it's when you enjoy your coworkers. It's like you're going somewhere where you enjoy the people. We like seeing the gang and how they screw themselves over and whatnot. It's comfortable.
Exactly. Office, I mean, come on, like, it's hard to hate on the first few seasons of The Office. It's so well done in the first few seasons. And I know it's a very popular show, and I know it got really cheesy at the end, like maybe like you'd almost compare it to like Friends at the end, but like the first 2 seasons are ruthless. It's so well done, so great. Like even Steve Carell said, like you couldn't make these episodes anymore because they're ruthless. And that's what makes you love it, is that they got away with it. They did it. And I'm a huge fan of The Office from like seasons 1 to 3. And then after that, I think I stopped watching. So I was like, oh, this guy's getting with the girl. This is like Friends right away. Like I'm not going to watch this. But I'm not saying Sunny's like that. Sunny has found a way to stay like us fans still watch it, and it's great. But it's hard for a show to continue this long without becoming cheesy or whatever it is, but Sunny did it. So I'm still a huge fan, and I can't wait for the new seasons, but the older seasons are just fucking perfect. Like, yeah. So, I love that you guys are doing the, analyzing these episodes. It's great.
We have fun doing it, and it's kind of fun to have a little purpose to it, put it all on a list here. So is this how you come up with your content? Are you just normally just watching older episodes of Sunny and you see, something and you're like, oh, I'm going to remix that into a Chantix commercial or a ramen style? What's your process here? What's your artistic process?
No. I can't watch an episode of Sunny and think about what it could fit with. I like to watch an episode on its own and not think about my Instagram page. I really just like watching the episodes when I watch Sunny. More it's about like I listen to a song or I watch a movie and the thought just will hit me like, oh, this would fit with that Sunny scene or that would fit with this episode.
Wow.
I always thought like, oh, it'd be easy to come up with content just watching Sunny episodes, but I can't. It doesn't work like that.
I agree with that. It works better that way for me too. Like if I just watch the show and like try to come up with stuff, it would be so hard. But like even the other day, just randomly like Dave Portnoy tweeted something about like he was talking about one of his employees, I think, but he said Jesus Frank, and like immediately when I see that, I like think of Frank yelling in the restaurant like Jesus Frank, and like so it does always work that way for me too.
Barstool Sports, Frank. Yeah.
He was just tweeting something about that. But yeah, anytime I see like something like related to It's Always Sunny or like a song that I'm like, oh, this makes me think of It's Always Sunny, it always works that way for me too. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, like my job, I sell chips for Frito-Lay here in Canada, right? So like my job, I listen to podcasts like you guys or music all day, basically. Like I'll talk to the managers to sell chips, but other than that, I'm just in the store writing my orders and stuff, and I'm just listening to music or whatever, and that's where the ideas really come from. It's not from watching a Sunny episode and being like, oh, because that's the whole thing. Like I do get like messages from people like, oh, this would have fit better or whatever, and it's like, because I don't watch a Sunny episode and think, oh, this would fit with this movie or this song. It's the other way around. So there are times where I make an edit and I forget, oh, yeah, okay, that edit would have fit perfectly with that. You know, you do miss out on that, but that's where the creativity comes from. It's not from watching a Sunny episode. I'd prefer to sit down and just watch the episode and just enjoy it for what it is.
I would have totally thought it was
movies.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's just watching movies, listening to songs, and be like, oh man, this reminds me of this part in Sunny. Okay, that could work. Okay, you know.
I for sure thought it was the other way around. So you're blowing my mind here. So like when you're watching Reservoir Dogs, that was a recent post you did, where where they have the cop tied up in the trunk in Reservoir Dogs, and in the episode where they kidnap Gorman's neighbor. And you're talking about people getting the messages in the comments. They're right, you know, that bit where Charlie's dancing around with the little person in the basement of Patty's.
Yeah, the leprechaun, right? Yeah, it's just like,
would have been great.
I totally forgot about that. I wasn't even thinking about that.
But I think you're right. It would have been too on the nose. One of the reasons I really like your content is because it's not the obvious references and connections that you would make, I think.
No, because that's it's too obvious and yeah, sure. It would have flowed well for sure, but it's like you're right. It's too on the nose, and that's why when you watch a Sunny episode, any reference you get from it or whatever, it's going to be too on the nose. So it's way more original if you watch a movie and you're like, oh, this could tie into Sunny, because it's not going to be that obvious connection. It's going to be something a little bit out there or whatever. So, especially with the music, that's the first thing. Because, there's no way I could watch a Sunny episode and be like, oh, this would fit well with The Weeknd. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's basically like, I'd rather have it not so on the nose. And everyone's right. Yeah, sure. That would have tied in really well, but it would be too obvious, you know?
Yeah, my favorite video when I was scrolling through was It's Always Sunny in Russia, and I have no idea what the Russian video is from, but that alone had me dying. Dude. Where the guy was like, and then obviously the
so
It's
you
Always
guys
Sunny
never saw
scene.
that music video before they edit? You guys never saw that music video?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god,
was it Vitas or whatever?
I was.
I think so. Yeah, so that alone had me dying.
I was on mushrooms the first time I saw that music video. Me and my buddies are tripping on shrooms. We're watching that music. We're like, Russia is in the future. This is fucked. This is so crazy. And I mean, if you watch it, it literally is. It's like he's going. It's like we couldn't stop dying laughing. And then when I watched it again, I'm like, oh man, like there's a scene I remember in Sunny where they're doing the handlebars, and I'm like, that's perfect. That fucking worked so well. But yeah, I don't know. There's no way I would have watched that Sunny episode and been like, oh, that would have fit with that song that I found was so funny when I was on mushrooms. No way. Like
it was so funny.
The connection is.
First of all, that story is hilarious. But the video is even better because it was the first video you showed for It's Always Sunny was when Dennis was in his like club phase and taking Molly or whatever he was doing. So like that was hilarious. And then it switched to them with the handlebar scene, and then I was dying even more. And dude, that shit was so funny though.
Yeah.
So how long
you can see them being there, just being like, "This song is dope." All right.
Yeah, no, literally,
awesome.
Yeah, I pictured them at that concert, just like looking at the guy, like, and the guy almost slightly looks like it could be Dennis dressed up a little bit, so that made me laugh too.
Yes. Do you like color correct? How is it so seamless? Like, it's because some of these edits literally look like you damn near get it like right in the movie or whatever you're taking from.
Oh man, no. I think I wanted to bring that up is that I'm retarded when it comes to editing, and like basically like I use the most ghetto program ever to edit this stuff. So like I don't have a background in any of this. So like when I'm editing, it's like I'm even learning with the like I can do a fade out. Oh, okay. Like I'm not schooled in that. I took business. Like that's what I took. So I don't have any background in this. So the edits take me a lot longer than probably somebody that knows like Adobe or whatever. Like I use what's the program I use? It's so ghetto, guys. Like it's called Video Pad Professional, and it does all the basic stuff that anybody that is like new to this would be able to know right away. So that's the only way I can do it. So yeah, there's definitely edits that I've made that I'm sure somebody would be like, "Oh, I could have made that so much better with my program or whatever." But I guess I'm just stuck in my ways, and I don't know how to like use anything that's current. So yeah,
you totally could have fooled me.
So color coding, no way.
Hey, you got the picture in picture on your Home Alone edit. So you had it in the TV, so you could have fooled me. You had it really fancy.
I had to learn how to do that. That took me a while to figure out. And just to describe how ghetto this program is, like when I make an edit on the program, it looks perfect as far as like, the screen on screen, right? Mm-hmm. But then when I finalize it and it gets uploaded, the screen is off by like a bunch of inches. Like you'll see it like shift over. I'm like, okay, well that's not how it looks in the program. So basically, like when I'm finalizing, and I have to like, it doesn't even look right in the program, but when I finalize it and watch it, that fits perfectly. So you can just tell my my editing process is ridiculous. Like I don't know.
Trial and error.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I would do for the most part. I mean, I don't do any video editing, but that's how I learned basically how to do just podcast and all the editing stuff I do now is just like, test it. If it works and it sounds good, like we roll with it. If not, then try something else and then keep going.
Is there an edit that you've done yet that when it's done you're like, you know what, maybe this one's too far, like maybe I shouldn't mash this one up or something?
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to
like a deleted scene, if you will.
That, I'll be honest, guys, like, even though I'm in Canada, the Black Lives Matter movement really was important even up here. And during that time, it was like, I have a bunch of edits that I did want to post, but it did feel sensitive. Mm-hmm. Like there was a time during the couple months there where I was just like, I just want to put out a video that's trying to be something positive. Because even though we as Sunny fans know how ridiculous the show is and they don't mean what they're saying, that's the other thing, right? Like, this is a show that you've got to be a fan to understand it. If you just put a clip of it, you'd be like, oh man, these guys are so insensitive and so racist or whatever it is. And that's an easy judgment. But if you watch the show, they're playing characters. That's who they are, right? Mm-hmm. So during that time, it was kind of tough. And I don't know if you go back, like during that March period, April period, I put out like, there was videos I wanted to post, but I was just like, you know what? Like, this is not the time, I guess. So I had other videos that were not going to draw any sort of like attention towards insensitivity. Like, I guess, I don't know. It's tough. I think now we're in a better spot, I guess. But yeah, there was during that 3-month period that was like, oh, this is kind of if somebody's never watched the show or doesn't watch my edit, they know that like it's all joking. But that was a tough period for sure.
Yeah.
Specific edits, I can't really think of it off the top of my head, but that was definitely
You don't have to.
a period of being.
You don't have to
sure.
if it wants to stay deleted.
And the internet is definitely sometimes sensitive to things because people don't, like you said, always understand that it's a joke and there's no intent and there's no there's just no seriousness behind it. But any traction that the internet can grab to put you under the bus or whatever is just there's no need for it.
Sorry, I just thought of it right now. There was one actually. I had a really good Louis C.K. edit. I had a really good one. I'm a huge fan, but obviously when Louis C.K. got caught with what he did, that was a very sensitive issue. Obviously, a lot of comedians have had, the Chris D'Elia thing, all that. I had a really great Louis C.K. edit, and as soon as I posted it, it was just hate right away. So it's just like, It's not like I'm trying to just delete it because that's like what people think or whatever. But I did kind of agree. It's probably insensitive to post a Louis C.K. edit right after that happened. And so that's one I have in the bank. And I still think it's funny because I'm still a fan of his comedy. But with what he did outside of comedy, I get it's like, that's a sensitive issue for sure. And I just want to not appear like I'm throwing the middle finger and being like, I'm super on Louis C.K. side or whatever. But that was one I deleted. That's probably the only one I deleted when I posted it. That was, I was like, okay, maybe I should maybe not post that one. But it was Louis C.K.'s audio to Sonny, and it fit so well. And I can't explain how much of a fan I am of his. Bill Burr, Louis C.K., these are my favorite comedians. So it was tough for me to take that one down. But at the time, it was insensitive to post it, for sure.
I'm good on you for, recognizing the right thing to do there. And now that you brought it up, I am realizing, all your content generally is, I don't want to say positive when talking about the subject matter in Sunny, but you keep it relevant and clean, not trying to piss people off, I guess, or as clean as Sunny can be, And that's one of the things I've appreciated about your content. Do you have a favorite edit that you've done? What's like the first one that comes to your mind?
My favorite edit is going to be coming out in like a week. I can't wait to post it. I did one with The Weeknd. I can't wait to post it. It's the fucking best. And no, but a favorite one that I posted already, definitely the Boys Are Back to Town is my favorite, just because I posted it just when they were announcing that they're doing a new season. So, like, we listen to The Boys, they're back in town in my hockey dressing room all the time. So it's like one of my favorite songs, and like how I was able to tie it to Sunny is, it felt good. And all my buddies, they hate I do this. They're like, Brett, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're making all these stupid Sunny edits. Like, come out and just play hockey. What the hell are you doing? So they don't really get it. But that one, they're all like, dude, this is the best. Oh my God, the Boys Are Back in town. This is great. And it ties into the actual Sunny episode when they kick in, kick in the door like, Boys are back in town. It's great. So I love that edit for sure. That's the first one that comes to mind. But the hardest one I ever made is an old one I had with Tom Cruise. And it's basically like him explaining Scientology. And I made it work with Dennis explaining art. And that one took forever to make the words try and fit to what he was saying, like mouthing the words. That one is another of my favorites because it took so long to try and make it fit. So, like, I don't think people realize how long that takes to make that try and fit. It takes a long time. So those two, yeah.
That's amazing, and I cannot wait for next week now to see what this edit that comes out is.
Yeah, he's got the Super Bowl ad coming up. It's going to be great. And like, and I take a long time with the edits. Like, I don't know what you would think it would take to make an edit, but I took like 4 hours making that. I just had a bunch of beers and just kept on maneuvering stuff. And the Weeknd one that's coming out, it's just great. I can't wait to release it. So yeah, that's why I keep doing it. It's not you get excited about what you create, and then you want to put it out. And I have a bunch banked, obviously, but releasing the stuff that I've had for months it's a feeling of like, okay, here it is. I made that like back in October. I guess that night I made it, I felt great, but I haven't released it yet. But when you make an edit, it's like, I just made it a couple nights ago, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to put that out. That's the reason why you do the account. You have fun doing it, and you get to watch Sunny all the time. I don't know what's better.
I can't think of anything better.
Yeah, I kept watching It's Always Sunny over and over again anyway, so now I at least have an excuse that I do it for. So
It's true.